World need cheaper EVs. China is making EVs cheaper, but Tesla is also making EVs profitably outside China. The rest are bleeding money everywhere. Every EV maker wants to make money and cut costs. GigaCasting is the latest manufacturing technique promising to make EVs cheaper, simple, and lighter. Tesla has been credited with pioneering the method. Elon Musk says this will help how the cars will be made in the future. Rivals seeking billions are also trying to jump in it.
Make an efficient electrified car. You need to have more aluminum, you need to have less parts, you need to have less complexity.
The total market of die casting, which includes the parts of all sizes, are expected to grow 70% in less than 1 decade. That's $129 billion by 2034. The revolutionizing process. The GigaCasting is a form of die casting. It is a common manufacturing technique that can be used to create all kinds of things, including car parts. The process is very simple. A high-pressure mold is filled with a substance such as molten aluminum. After some cutting and finishing, the part becomes ready. We would say that it's a very logical and technically transformative process. For a long time, the casting process has been used to make smaller parts. Many large parts for a vehicle have been made from different stamped pieces, typically joined or welded together. But the GigaCasting has totally revolutionized the whole process. The front and rear chassis usually contained approximately 60 to 70 parts. The same front and rear pieces are now only 1 part each. Spending on each vehicle is also calculated.
In the past, when you had to change your rear floor, you had to go in and change in 100 different tools.
Tesla is now using large GigaCasting technique in its Model 3, Model Y, and the Cybertruck. The large sections of front and back are now made of single casts. Tesla is really the first one in GigaCasting and have very high pressure and large die castings in cars technology. Tesla CEO Elon Musk says, they cast a rear body or a front body cheaper, lighter, with better noise, vibration, and harshness. Much easier to manufacture. These big pieces allow Tesla to make improvements in manufacturing efficiency. The battery is the floor. Tesla says it can now build different parts of the car at the same time, instead of gathering and stamping them one by one. It also cuts the size of the assembly line. Casting allows a wider variety of shapes.
You can use less material to get the same amount of strength because you can customize the shape of it to be most advantageous for the loads that you're trying to carry.
The GigaCasting is typically done with molten aluminum because EV carries heavy battery packs which reduce weight as much as possible. Automakers have been using aluminum even in gas cars to improve fuel efficiency. Ford is reducing its vehicle's weight by 15% by using aluminum instead of steel. Aluminum is more expensive than steel, but a GigaCast aluminum is 30% cheaper than a regular piece of aluminum. Tesla believes that its GigaCasting process with battery improvements can reduce its vehicle weight, improve its range, and use fewer parts. Before moving further, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, kindly subscribe it now. The GigaCasting potential. It is far beyond reducing weight and the number of parts. Volvo says, the company doesn't reveal how much it is investing in GigaCasting, but it is a huge investment in its plants.
Right now we are investing in Torslanda. That's the first plant out with this. Of course, long term, this is what we will have in all the plants where we are building this generation of vehicle.
The automaker says the GigaCasting gives them the chance how the cars are made. It offers the flexibility for improvements of products and future upgrades.
It's much easier, and that offers you flexibility for product upgrades during the lifespan of it.
Tesla wants to use the GigaCasting to completely change the way vehicles are made. In early times, cars were made piece by piece, but then Henry Ford changed all the way by adopting the assembly line. This streamlined the car-making process to make cars continuously. Steel pieces are joined together to make up the body. Pieces are welded together. Then the doors are hung on the body. Then the structure goes through the paint shop and then to the final assembly line where the seats, windows, and other instruments are added. Oftentimes, the doors might come off and travel down a separate belt where window mechanisms, doors mechanisms, and other things are added. Then the interior things, like seats, carpets, and instruments are added. Sometimes workers feel too much difficulties in this process, and it also takes too much time. The door openings make it tricky to fit all the equipment in the car.
The unboxing is really blowing that apart.
This is really a tough and an inefficient process. So in GigaCasting process, paint the component what's necessary and attach with each other like a Lego. It's the much better process and reduce the labor cost. The big advantage of this is instead of reaching to the car, you have people working at the same time around something like the size of the table with much better access. Tesla VP of Engineering Lars Morebi said, The unboxed manufacturing method, as it described earlier, has complexity as it requires more production lines. Tesla claims to reduce its factory size and cost. Volvo also plans to install new Giga Presses in its new Sweden plant.
We have casting, we have the structural battery pack, and adaptations in the plant for full EV production.
Toyota, General Motors, Ford, Hyundai, and Nissan also announced the similar investments. The future outlook. Tesla is planning new models to use next-generation platforms, but will be produced on current production lines rather than using a new factory or production line. Researchers agree that GigaCasting is potentially revolutionary if it works, but it may also have some serious technical challenges. Wolfram Folk's research shows that extra-large castings could be heavier than a regular sheet metal. Also, there is a higher scrap rate due to unusable defected castings. Filling the molds and cooling them and avoiding small voids in the molded part is also a challenging task. Some also think that large molded parts are very expensive to repair.
Within there. So that's a general challenge with any casting and large castings.
Tesla's VP of Engineering, Lars Moravi, says, Tesla can replace a rear cast rail on a Model Y 10 times cheaper and 3 times faster than a corresponding set of stamped parts. Tesla's VP Lars Moravi further said, "We design the parts with the teams closely in a closed loop and design the specific parts that are easier and faster to repair. We aim to continue to do this and make vehicles cheaper and faster over time to time." Tesla's CEO Elon Musk says, "We are actually changing the trends of castings having inserts that can be easily changed from time to time." Wolfram Folk, Chair of Metal Forming and Casting, Technical University of Munich says, "The new Giga casting technique can absolutely be the game changer and can revolutionize the car casting process. This is really open game at this moment in the car's manufacturing industry. The car manufacturers can provide maximum benefits to themselves and their consumers by adopting this wonderful process of car making." Eric Severinson, the Chief Strategy Officer of Volvo Cars, further says, "Of course, it is a very big investment to start with, but once you get it, you can get maximum benefit and flexibility for the products." The question is, the next and the overnext model will still having these mega castings? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on the latest in automotive trends.